and he introduced me really to lots of people at Spring Harvest, and we were performing his material there, and he encouraged me to start writing and gave me opportunities to write more, and kind of co-wrote some things with him that kind of helped me get started, and he mentored me in lots of ways. And it was at that point that I started doing more at Spring Harvest as a performer and a writer, and began to be given more opportunities and more opportunities. I didn't work for them at the time, but doors started to open. And there was one year where I did a performance on the first night, and then I was driving away the next day. I just went for one night, and as I was driving away, I had this like feeling, oh, why are you leaving? You belong here. And I was like, well, that's weird, because that's I did not expect to feel that.
Mm.
And it wasn't until a couple of years later that somebody approached me and said, you mentioned that you were thinking of the next thing to do. Why don't you come and talk to us about working at Spring Harvest at the head office? And so I started in a creative role, kind of looking at the all age worship and creative things and theatrical things, which is my passion, and how I'd started. And I've just ended up doing loads of different roles. And now, randomly, can't quite believe I'm the head of Spring Harvest. So how did that happen?
That's a very good question. Well, let me think about that for a minute. I think what I love about that is that you basically were following God step by step, and sometimes you didn't know what 3 steps down the road was going to be like, but actually God put something in your spirit. And I love that sometimes you don't always know what the bigger picture is or the bigger story, but God seems to guide us all the way through, and sometimes take us beyond what we could even have dreamt was possible, like the
Yeah.
fact that you're the head of Spring Harvest. That probably is not what you thought was going to happen a few years ago.
No,
um,
there is a big team. I don't do it alone.
oh no, I know that, but still it's just that thing that sometimes God puts things in you that you don't even know are there: dreams, desires, capacity, gifting, and then at some point it bursts forth. And I wonder how many people even now today are watching thinking, oh yeah, I've landed here and I'd never have dreamt this is where I would be.
Mm.
But I love the fact that God has led you all the way along. Now,